Moscow, 1957. The city wakes in clouds of breath and the sound of boots on snow. Cold smoke lingers low over the rooftops. It is cold and cruel and alive. On a quiet backstreet, a small dog noses through a heap of refuse behind a bakery. Her fur is tangled and thin, a gray-white patchwork of the kind only strays wear, born not of pedigree, but of persistence. She is clever. She knows the bakery mistress throws out crusts every morning, and that the boy who bikes past on his way to school sometimes drops crumbs from his pocket. The people call her Kudaryavka, Curly, sometimes Laika, the little barker, for her sharp, friendly yips when someone comes too close. She doesn't belong to anyone, and yet she seems to belong everywhere. She knows the smells of the streetcars, the rhythm of the bells from the tram lines, the warmth of the air grates near the subway where other dogs curl to sleep. She has seen kindness, and she has seen the boot that follows it, but she keeps her tail up. One day, a man in a long gray coat watches her from the corner. He kneels, holding out a piece of sausage. She tilts her head, wary but tempted. Hunger wins. She takes it. The man smiles softly, not cruelly, but not kindly either. A scientist's smile, calculating. Later that evening, a net drops. She yelps once, then silence. They call it the Institute of Aviation Medicine. Rows of cages, white coats, clattering instruments. The dogs bark and whine, but the air smells of antiseptic, not home. She wakes on a metal table. The light is too bright. A woman's hand strokes her fur gently, Dr. Yelena, one of the few who speaks to the dogs as if they matter. She whispers, "Easy, little one. Easy, Laika." That's when the name becomes official. Laika. She's joined by two others, Albina, a shy tan mongrel, and Mushka, older, calm. They're all small, under 7 kilograms, chosen because they fit into a tiny capsule. But more than that, they're chosen for what can't be measured: patience, tolerance, obedience, the ability to endure confinement. The tests begin. Centrifuges spin them until the world blurs. Pressurized chambers make their ears ache. The harness straps hold their bodies in place for hours, then days. They learn to eat from gelatin tubes, to remain still while the walls hum and vibrate. Some dogs panic, some give up, but Laika endures. Not because she understands, but because she trusts. She learns the rhythms of the lab, the sound of Yelena's shoes, the soft pat on her head before another test begins. Outside, the Soviet Union races against the United States. Sputnik 1 has already soared into the sky, a beeping metal sphere that circled the planet like a promise. Now the politicians want another, Sputnik 2, with life aboard. Proof that they can send a living being to space. But time is short, less than a month to prepare. There will be no return. Yelena knows it. The other scientists know it. But they can't say it aloud. They tell themselves it's for progress, for knowledge, for mankind. And maybe in part, it is. But when Yelena looks into Laika's brown eyes, she sees something else. A quiet question that science can't answer. November 3rd, 1957. The air over Baikonur Cosmodrome is sharp with wind and kerosene. Laika's capsule, Sputnik 2, gleams silver in the floodlights, a metal acorn cradled atop the rocket. Inside, a padded compartment just big enough for her to turn halfway. A harness holds her chest. Tubes monitor her heartbeat, her breath, her temperature. Yelena strokes her fur one last time. "Forgive us," she whispers. "We didn't learn enough to bring you home." The hatch closes. The bolts lock. The countdown begins. 10, 9, 8, 7. She hears the rumble. The walls shake. A deep growl rises beneath her, a roar older than thunder. She pants, heart racing. Then, weight crushes her. The force pushes her back into the padding as the rocket tears through the sky. Through layers of cloud, through the thinning air, through the blue that fades into black. And then, silence, weightlessness. Her paws lift. The straps pull gently. Her heart still races, but she adjusts. The small cabin hums. Outside the porthole, a curve of blue light, soft and endless. Earth. She barks once, softly. There's no sound to answer, but the echo vibrates in the metal walls. For the first time in history, a living creature looks down on the entire world. At first, the readings look good. Heartbeat high but steady. Then, rising heat. A malfunction in the thermal system. The cabin grows warmer. The instruments record distress, panting, trembling, rapid pulse. She shifts, trying to find cool metal. There is none. Her breath slows. Her heartbeat falters. And somewhere above the curve of the earth, Laika drifts into stillness. Back in Moscow, the radio crackles with triumph. The newspapers print her face beside rockets and stars. "Hero dog of the Soviet Union," they proclaim. But Yelena doesn't celebrate. She goes home and weeps. Days later, the capsule continues to orbit again and again, 2,570 times. A silent tomb circling the world. The people on Earth go on with their lives. Winter melts into spring, and when April comes, Sputnik 2 re-enters the atmosphere in a trail of fire, burning like a falling star. Somewhere a child points upward and makes a wish. It has been 67 years. The world is different now. Men have walked on the moon. Satellites swarm the heavens. Robots roll across Mars. We send telescopes farther and farther, looking for other worlds, for other lives. But there's still a place in the history books, small and quiet, with her name on it, Laika. Sometimes in museums, people walk past her photograph without stopping. A small dog in a harness, her ears perked, eyes soft and trusting. To many, just a symbol of the early space age. But she was more than that. She was a heartbeat in the void. Her story forces us to look at progress differently, to ask what we owed to those who cannot speak, the animals, the voiceless, the vulnerable, who become the silent stepping stones for human ambition. Scientists later admitted the truth. They wished they'd waited. They wished they'd learned how to bring her back. They built better capsules. They never sent another living creature without a plan for return. Laika's death changed that. Her suffering became the reason others didn't have to. And somewhere, in the memory of a planet that spins endlessly beneath the stars, her orbit continues. If we could speak to her now, what would we say? Laika, you were not forgotten. You were more than a mission. You were a life. You were the first to leave the world, not as a conqueror, but as a witness. You showed us that courage can exist without understanding. That love can outlast even the boundaries of Earth itself. And maybe, on some clear night, when the sky is still, you can almost imagine her up there still. A little dog, floating quietly among the stars, watching the blue planet turn. She was the first. She was alone. But she was never forgotten. Because not all progress is kind, and not every breakthrough is made the right way. But Laika's story teaches us to ask better questions, to wonder, who pays the price for our achievements? In memory of Laika, 1954 to 1957, the first to orbit Earth. The little barker who taught humanity compassion.